this episode, we're going to talk specifically about the horizontal gunting. Hey guys, how's it going? Kent Nelson, I'm here with my lovely wife Lori, and we are doing another episode. And in this episode, we're going to talk specifically about the horizontal gunting and how we can connect some things to it, how we can do it on the wooden dummy and on our stuff at home, our training partners at home, or excuse me, our homemade training partner. So let's talk about the horizontal gunting really quick. All right, so she sends her jab. So remember we talked about the vertical gunting, how this just came up vertically. Horizontal gunting is going to kind of come across horizontally until I find her center line. So I'm going to be 1 and then 2. So my fingers are pointed towards her eyes, right? Because I'm looking to take that eye shot right there. So this is my horizontal gunting. So first, let's take a look and see how we can do that on the dummy and on the home equipment. Okay, so let's take a look at that horizontal gunting motion on our dummy, right? So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna move off to the side, so the dummy's in my center, the dummy arm is in my center line. We're gonna move off to the side or off to the side, and when we do that, we're gonna put this parry motion in. And when that happens, this other hand is going to come up, and I want it to face the dummy, okay? So fingers face the dummy so we get that shot to the eye. I don't want to be here and blocking over here or this way. My fingers go this direction. I want to go for the eyeball every time, right? So we are looking to find the eyeball, find the eyeball, find the eyeball, find the eyeball, find the eyeball. Which also means it's a lot better, just like our vertical gunting, if our one hand is low, to be able to come up. If one hand is low, to be able to come up, right? So I don't necessarily want to start this with both hands high, because then I have to dip one and go underneath. So start one high, one low. Touch and come from underneath. Touch, come from underneath. Touch, come from underneath. Touch, and come from underneath. So let's take a look at this with our home equipment setup. Okay, now we're just looking at the horizontal gunting the same way. We just pretend this is the dummy arm, right? And I'm just going to tap and then come up, right? I can change sides with this if I want. And this is nice because I have this other arm up here, which can represent a focal point for me to try to reach to and represent the eyeballs. So I can go for the eyeballs, go for the eyeballs, go for the eyeballs, go for the eyeballs, right? Parry and look for my finger jab, parry, look for my finger jab, parry, look for my finger jab, parry, look for my finger jab. The only thing is I can't be dead on with this. If I'm dead on with this, it doesn't happen. So I have to move over to where I can get to the shot. I have to move over just enough to clear so I can get to the shot. And this is just your horizontal gunting. All right, now that you have that motion down, we're gonna start to add to that. So we're gonna start to take a look at how to go horizontal to lop. So she sends the jab, we're gonna horizontal gunting, and then I'm gonna take this hand, I'm gonna draw this back, and I'm gonna lop just so I can either get my punch or get my finger jab. Okay, so she sends that jab at horizontal gunting to lop. Horizontal gunting to lop. Now you might say, why even bother putting the lop in, right? Well, she's obviously not gonna hold her hand out like that. She's probably gonna pull her hand back, and we'll demonstrate this slow for you, right? If I horizontal gunting, she starts to pull that hand back, it catches that and pulls her into the shot. Because most people will retract their shot, right? They're either gonna fire it and retract it, or they're gonna fire it and drop it, right? It's gonna be one of the two reactions, but people probably aren't going to fire and leave it. Unless they do a lot of martial arts training, I'm just saying. So she pulls that back, and that takes us to our lop. So we start to see the purpose of that lop hand coming into play to pull her in. So let's take a look at that on the dummy and on our home equipment. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to do that horizontal gunting, and we're just going to add that lop sound when we talked about, right? So we're gonna go horizontal and then reach back, and we're gonna pull as this one shoots. And we can either make this a vertical shot or we can make this an angled shot, it doesn't matter, right? But horizontal gunting, lop and strike. 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 So I still do the same motions, but my finger jab hand comes back, becomes my lop and grabs, and I can either put my angled shot in or I can put my straight shot in, okay? So let's now take a look at this on our home equipment. So So now we're just gonna use the same thing. We just wanna make sure we don't pull the chair right off the top of the recycling bin, right? So we want a horizontal gunting, and then we're gonna pull for our lop. Horizontal gunting, pull for the lop. And again, I like using this portion of the chair here for my reference point, right? So I'm looking for the eyeball, looking for the eyeball, right? Looking for the eyeball, looking for the eyeball. Eyeball, 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 or you can practice this also with your punches if you want. Awesome, so now that you guys have that, let's build on top of that, right? So now she sends her jab, we're gonna horizontal gunting, I'm gonna put the lop in, I'm gonna add the pak in. And the reason I add the pak in is that even though I'm putting the lop in, she's still trying to get that hand up to defend her face, right? And so because she's still trying to bring this back and I can feel that tension, that tells me that I can put my pak in right here. So I go lop to pak. And then from here, I'm gonna just add, because she's still giving me that tension, another lop. Right, so now we're just gonna go horizontal gunting, lop, pak, and then go back to the lop again. So 1, 1, 2, 3, okay? Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop, okay? Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop. One more time, horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop, okay? Go ahead and leave the arm up. 1, 2, 3. Because this is the motion it's gonna look more like when you've got an actual straight arm with your training equipment. But if you have a person and they start to pull back, she pulls back, see it pulls her in, she tries to pull back, it pulls her in, she tries to pull back, it pulls her in, okay? So let's take a look at that combination now on our dummy and on our equipment. Okay, now once you understand that, we can just start to put this together a little bit, right? So now we can go horizontal gunting to our lop, to our pak, and then back to our lop again. So horizontal gunting into our lop. Now I'm just gonna take my striking hand and it's gonna come down here and represent the pak. As my pocking hand, or excuse me, as my lopping hand comes up to punch. So they just switch positions, okay? And then they're just going to switch positions again. So horizontal gunting, lop, switch positions for pak, switch positions for lop, okay? So horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop. Horizontal gunting, pull and strike, switch, switch, okay? Horizontal, lop, pak, lop. So we can go 1 strike, we can go 2 strikes, and we can go 3 strikes. 1, 2, 3, okay? So just something to play with. Let's take a look at that now on the home equipment. Now, let's add that extra pak and that extra lop to it. So now this becomes horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop, right? Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop. Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop. Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, lop. Horizontal gunting, lop, pak, and lop. And that's how you're gonna start to add some more dynamic motion by training at home.